You often hear about crazy supernatural beings that haunt areas, but what about a cursed object? While a haunted house is technically an object, it can't be moved around like a box or lamp. Today, I'm going to cover exactly that, specifically a box inhabited by a Dybbuk. Now, a Dybbuk is a malicious spirit thought to be the spirit of a dead person. I personally think it goes beyond a human soul, a corrupted human soul at that. A human soul is only so strong, but the thing that we're covering is a monster that is pure evil. It's very demonic, much more powerful. Now you're thinking, George, you're just saying this so you have some good content, and you're right. I'm 100% trying to sell it, baby. But anyways, before we can go further, I want you to like, sub, blah, blah, blah. You know the deal. Please follow me on Instagram. I am always on there, so if you want to chat or follow back, just ask me. I also have some friends to chat. I just want some freaking cool friends to chat about the paranormal. I also have a guild in World of Warcraft called the Whitebeard Pirates on the Boulder Fist server. It's a guild for mostly my personal friends, but also if you want to be a part of it because you're a part of this channel, please hit me up. I will gladly add you. It'll be fun to have some friends, some more World of Warcraft friends. Also, we have a Discord called the League of Sans. If you're interested, just message me on Instagram and I'll get you on there or whatever. Just comment it and I'll send you an invite or whatever. Also, let's start the show. Bon Kai. Sorry, I'll never get tired of doing that. Oh, also we need a theme song. So let's do this, baby. Let's cue a theme song. All right, that's the thing right there. All right, I'm gonna go over what happens on episode 1 of season 2 of Paranormal Witness. Now, this man named Kevin Mannis bought a pallet of items. Among these items was a box. Now, this box was locked with a small brass lock, and Kevin opened the box by bending the metal around the lock to open it. Inside the box there was 2 pennies from the 20s, a pear-shaped candlestick, and a small wine goblet, a small block of granite with the word shalom in Hebrew, and the last item by far, which was the creepiest, was the locks of hair, were 2 locks of hair. Kevin thought it was kept by the previous owner, who was a woman, as a keepsake container. The granddaughter of the previous owner explained to Kevin that the box was cursed and that the grandma would always spit between 2 fingers 3 times, which I found interesting because I have weird OCD where I knock on the surface 3 to 6, 9 times depending on what my gut says when I feel something bad's about to happen. I also have a bad feeling. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I'm a tad bit crazy. Is anyone else like this? Well, anyways, back to the story. Kevin's luck begins to turn around right away. First, one of his employees is attacked and locked in a basement by the Dybbuk, and his mom, while looking at the box, has the Dybbuk box opens up on its own. She feels a cool breeze and it gets cold really quick, and she falls back into the chair as she's staring at the box, and she has a severe stroke. Now, the mom seems really cool and sweet, so it bummed me out when I saw what happened to her. What's crazy is that she's aware of everything that was happening and felt the presence attacking her. Now, she could feel her eye or eyelid being pulled down by something. She couldn't move, and I felt like it was similar to sleep paralysis, but she was wide awake. She also began to cry on the show, and she seems to be telling the truth, or Paranormal Witness hires really good actors. Now, Netflix can't stand to oh my god, I'm so stuck here. Paranormal Witness hires good actors. Netflix can stand to learn a thing or two because the reality paranormal shows are super bad. Kevin honestly seems like such a schmuck. He attempts to sell it to someone else. Sorry, I just don't like Kevin. Kevin just seems like he's not a credible witness. I just don't like the guy. But anyways, he seems like a schmuck. He attempts to sell it to someone else, and it's brought back by an older Jewish couple. So this couple comes, they buy it, and then they bring it right back, and they say that this thing has bad energy, which they're right. They don't even open it, I don't think. It was only, they only had it for like a day or less than that. He puts it in a shed in his backyard, and he begins to have terrible nightmares. He would get beat up by the demon hag in the dream, and he would always wake up in bruises. Kevin seems to be, like, again, a terrible liar. I don't believe every word he's saying, but for the sake of the video, let's pretend I do. Please watch the episode and comment what you think, or just finish the video and then go watch it. Kevin puts it on eBay, and he puts it as he in the title, like how he sets the sale up, he says that it's a haunted Jewish wine box. Now he said because he didn't want people to like know what they were getting themselves into. He wanted to prepare people for what they were getting themselves into. I personally don't think he was open about the box on eBay because he was a good person. I personally believe that he wanted to sell it for a higher price, and he knew that someone would want to pay more than it was actually worth. It was an incomplete wine case. Sure enough, some frat college friends brought it, and things get shitty for them right away. 7,500 people were clicking on the link, and Kevin seemed to enjoy the attention. He was getting a lot of clout, and he just seemed to really enjoy it. Well, anyways, as soon as they bought the box, the whole house smelled like piss. I think they bought the house for like $150. So way more than I think it costs more than what Kevin paid for that pallet of a bunch of stuff. They used it as a party prop, and they forced a girl's hand inside the box, and it really pissed her off. She stormed off, and everybody laughed at her. But she was right. The guy that bought it, his name was Sam, and he was a complete douchebag. I don't know for sure if they were frat dudes, but they totally felt like bro dudes for sure, which is what people say about me. Anyways, the main frat dude actor in the show did a fantastic job of annoying me. The main frat dude was named Sam, and he was writing to Kevin the whole time. And at first he was mocking Kevin by saying that no hag was haunting him in his dreams, but soon after things got really bad. They had their laptop, Xbox TV, and all their watches break in the span of a few days. So there's like 3 roommates. He has like double pink eye, like it's severe bloodshot eyes, and he looked really sick. Their apartment was also covered in bugs. The box specifically was infested with bugs. It got to be too much for the frat dude named Sam, and then he became a recluse due to the horrible things that were going on. Like, you gotta understand, their whole house was covered in bugs, and also there was the whole apartment smelled like piss too. Like, there were so many things going wrong. They were getting rashes, and Sam was he couldn't handle it, which honestly humbled him. He began to see things, and he began to lose his hair. He became bald on the backside of his head. He was done, and he was like, I'm so tired of this thing, I want to get rid of it. So he puts it on eBay, and this guy named Jason Haxton, a collector who runs a museum, decided to bid on the box, and he got it in a bidding war with a few people, and it went for double the price of the box. It doubled the price of the box. It went for like $300 or something like that. Sam almost doubled his money, but any money he made in profit is definitely going to go to buying Rogaine, because trust me, just get the store brand, dude. It's way cheaper. Anyways, a third of the price. It's a third of the price, guys. Anyways, Jason uses UV lights on the box, and he finds it covered in like fluids, and Jason was like disappointed because nothing happened right away. But within days of the box being at the museum that Jason ran, he had all his computers and lights break. He began to lose energy, and he had to get rid of the box. He took it home for some stupid reason. But yeah, the people that worked with him said, hey, you got to get rid of this box. We don't want it here. It's bad juju. So he did that. And he was being attacked by the same hags that plagued Kevin. He woke up that morning with double pink eye, just like one of the frat dudes. And while he's watching TV with his son spots, or he points at a shadowy flame creature that looked like a Dementor. That's what the way it looked like on the episode. And it was flying around the living room where they were watching TV. And Jason and his kid are holding each other. And trust me, Jason seems to be a super credible witness. He just seems like he wasn't lying. Either that or he's a fantastic actor. And unlike Kevin, he's like the opposite of Kevin. I really actually trust Jason. So he takes it to an abandoned shed basement building behind his house or under his house or something like that, and he keeps it there. And now he said when he was trying to while he was walking to the back of this structure, he felt the box fight him, and he felt a huge wave of wind as he was locking it up. It was really hard to set down, and he felt like there was a wind, a surge of wind inside this building. So he takes a bath, and he begins to throw up mucus, and something he throws something out of his body. It's something solid. It was more than mucus, almost he's, I don't know, I just imagine it being a creature of sorts. So anyways, his wife, while he's taking a bath, he thinks he's done with the creature. He goes, okay, it's locked up, there's no way it can get to us, from where it's at. And his wife, while doing laundry, begins to have these giant blisters and rashes all over her arm and hand. He decides to get in touch with Kevin in the middle of the night, and Kevin begins being the douchebag, hangs up. So he calls Kevin, goes, hey, can you help? And right away he hangs up. And it's not because he called him in the middle of the night. He knew who it was. He knew it had to do with the box, and he didn't want to deal with this person. So Jason calls him again. He begs him, don't hang up, please talk, and let's just work together. We can get rid of this box together. You don't have to take it back, just help me get rid of it. Can you go back to the granddaughter and see what's there? Just ask her about it. And right when he shows up, Kevin goes back to the granddaughter where he bought the pallet of stuff, and she goes, get out of here, I don't want to talk to you. But then the woman, one of the grandma's cousin, she goes, wait, come back, I want to help you. She decides to explain the history of the box. It comes from Poland, and they use this so the story takes place before World War II, before the Nazis came in, I'm assuming. And the thing back then was to you would grab a bunch of your friends and you guys would have seances. Now a seance is when it's like you guys hold hands and you summon spirits. It's like, I don't know, I think it's something along those lines. It's like what witches do when they're casting a spell. They all hold hands and they sit there and they say the same thing. Well, they summoned an evil Dybbuk. Well, I think a Dybbuk is just evil by nature. And it attempted to steal their souls or attempted to attack them, and somehow they were grandmasters, and they were able to trap it in a box like Ghostbusters. They knew exactly what to do. But you also got to understand, in my culture and any other culture, we have these type of practices to deal with evil spirits. Now Catholics, I mean, the Catholics have obviously you could do blessings and stuff, but also some people, they do the show Supernatural. It's a real thing. You create salt barriers. Iron seems to be another thing that is a good against spirits or something like that, and fairies and whatever. There's all these different methods of having things go right. So they're able to trap the Dybbuk in this box, right? And they lock it up, and she grabs the box and she puts it away, and she goes, okay, good, no one will be able to open this box. So the grandmother's cousin says, please tell me you didn't open it. And he doesn't say anything, and they warn him, just don't open the box and you'll be fine. It's locked up. It can't hurt anybody if it's locked up. But the dumbass, he didn't lock it. I mean, he unlocked it. So I don't know what is it with white people. They always mess with stuff they don't understand, man. It drives me crazy. My family would never let me play with rudimentary or Ouija board or try to summon any spirits. I mean, both my grandmas told me multiple times, don't mess with that stuff. It's not worth it. It will change your life. And if you don't believe in the paranormal, I don't know what you're here for. But, if you don't believe in this stuff, please, can you go play with a board and tell me how it goes and record yourself? It would be great. I want skeptics to go do that and see if the thing moves on its own, or try to summon it and put your heart into it and see if it works. I personally would never do it. I believe in this stuff. I've been attacked by a spirit of sorts for being an asshole, and I was dumb, and I decided to mock it, and it decided to attack me when I was sleeping. And I became a believer after that. If you want to check that video out, it's one of my earlier videos. It's actually you can see me and what I look like. If you're here from TikTok, hello, welcome. But the way that the story ends is that they lock it up in I forget what his name is, Kevin and oh my gosh, what's his name? Jason and Kevin. They decide to, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab it, put it in a secret location, and it was locked there for over 7 years. But recently, Post Malone actually bought the not Post Malone, this guy in Las Vegas or something. He bought the thingy. I had to pause the recording because I had to remember what they did with the box. So it was in an undisclosed location for 7 years, or maybe a decade, and then they sold it to some guy named Zach Baggins. And Baggins, he runs this museum in Las Vegas. So he, I don't know if he did like a TV show or something like that, but TMZ actually has a video of it, and I found it on BBC.com. Now, if you go to this, just type in Post Malone. Well, I'll just put it in the. I'll put it in the description. If you want to read this article, and there's a video, and it shows you Post Malone with this guy, and he's actually with the Dybbuk box. Now, shortly after Post Malone was with around this box, he touched the guy that was touching it. So he was in the room having a conversation with the box. He says the first thing that happened was that he was involved in a plane emergency where 2 of the tires of his private jet blew out on the runway, which is, if you don't know, I believe most plane crashes happen on the runway. And a few days later, his old house was reportedly broken into, and by like, it was a home invasion with guns. Like, these dudes had guns. They were gonna tie him up or kill him or whatever. And then a week after that, he was involved in a car crash with his Rolls Royce, and it collided with another car. So, bad accident. And some fans think that that's the reason behind this bad luck, that he was around this Dybbuk box and it's been a ton of bad luck. Now, I don't know if that Zach Baggins has had any bad luck, but if you look it up, it's a really interesting story. And you know, I definitely believed in cursed items, man. I went to Savannah, Georgia, and I'm telling you, man, you can feel like the presence of the undead there. Like, if you really feel it, like when you're in the graveyard. You know, they have these beautiful graveyards and these like intricate, like gorgeous. I mean, Savannah, Georgia is beautiful. Georgia in general is beautiful, but you go there and you check it out, and it's this beautiful graveyard. And allegedly, when you walk on the sidewalk, that Savannah has had so many dead, so many. You know, the graveyard was so big, and so many people die from pandemics and all sorts of stuff like yellow fever. That anywhere you walk, you're walking over dead people. Like, there's so many people buried under the sidewalk, like everywhere you walk. And I took a picture of a house. One of the houses is kind of like it's one of the influences behind the Haunted Mansion at Disneyland. And I was taking pictures. I have the pictures, but when I upload them, you can't see it. But on my phone, you can see faces looking at me through the window. So I'm taking these pictures, and it's nothing crazy. It's just like 2 dots. It's like like a silhouette of a face. You could see them everywhere. There's like dozens of faces on these pictures. And if you read up the haunted, like there's 3 houses that are super haunted. When you read up the history of those houses, a lot of it's like can't be verified. A lot of the people that died there can't be verified, like the urban legends, but people do report that it's haunted. And honestly, I get the heebie-jeebies there, man. I think that's how you say heebie-jeebies, right? So this video is gonna run a little longer. It was actually like 25 minutes, and I just like, you know what, I'm gonna scrap it because I rambled too much. And I know I was listening to this other YouTuber, and I don't know who they were. I just wanted to hear some good paranormal stories, and I heard these like 5 women, and they didn't have, I think I had more subscribers than them, or they had roughly around the same, and they're small channel. So what I'm saying is that they're super small channel, and they fucking ramble about nonsense and a lot of filler words. And I'm like, that's what you do. You do that, and you're on that level because you don't know how to talk. So that's one of my things, guys, is I have a hard time with language. I've been in speech classes my whole life. I have a stuttering problem. I mean, my parents literally thought I was retarded. Like, so many people when I was a kid, they thought I was gonna be like super special needs, and luckily I was, you know, something clicked. I attribute it to Harry Potter. I started reading Harry Potter, and it just helped with my ability to like retain information. And I went from being really getting really low grades, like 2nd grade reading level, to like high school reading level in 6th grade. So I mean, it really helped my brain, because without Harry Potter, I don't think I would be where I'm at today. So just from a technical standpoint, the story is amazing, obviously, but it really helped me develop into a man. So usually when I start talking about my personal life, I'll do it at the end of the video, and I'll talk a little bit about myself and just what I'm into and what about the future of the channel is. And just at that point, you can, if you don't want to listen to that, just skip out, man. But yeah, the story just ended with, I ended the story. The guy buys a box, sells it on eBay. That person sells it on eBay, and then the next person sells it on eBay. And then the last owner and the first owner decide to put the box somewhere hidden, and then decide to sell the box to this guy named Zach Baggins. Baggins shows it to Post Malone, and it's cursed. But if you go on Wikipedia, it's like been debunked. It's supposedly not cursed, and it was some New York wine cabinet, and that the guy made it up. Kevin Manis made it up. You know, he's a total douchebag. You can just tell when you listen to him. Like, he's just a bad dude. So go check it out. It's free. You can watch it for free on Peacock.com. It's the NBC app. It's a really cool app. Actually, I just signed up for the premium. Try the trial. It's actually a really good app. It has all of Paranormal Witness, and it's free. All you have to do is watch like 4 commercials or something, and the commercials aren't that bad. Like Hulu has really bad commercials, but this one, it's like a different commercial each time, and it's pretty interesting. So highly recommend it. Go check that out. So let's end the show. It's going on for 20 minutes. Thank you so much if you made it this far. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting this channel. Without you guys, I'm nothing. So, all right, peace, love.